This is one of the most notorious and disliked MREs ever made. Menu number 4, cheese and veggie omelet, or also dubbed the Vomelet. Produced from 2005 to 2008, the Vomelet had a relatively short service time, and with good reason. And that's why we got to check this out. Alright, so right off the bat, got that main course. Cheese omelet with vegetables. Check out that long list of ingredients. You even put yellow dye number 5 in there. Nice. And then we got a French vanilla cappuccino instant powder. FRH. And a hot beverage bag. These hot beverage bags are 100% useless with no gusset. I've never seen one person ever use that thing. Flameless ration heater. A pack of dehydrated granola with milk and blueberries. This is a 2008 data production. This is your last year of the Veggie Omelet. 164th day of 2008. It was the only year that had the dehydrated granola with milk and blueberries. This menu was replaced with maple sausage patty, pack of crackers, some apple butter, and salsa verde. I'm not even going to try and do the roll of the tongue with that one. Leave that up to Sticky Fingers or someone. Got an accessory packet, C, with spiced cider. Not bad. Got a cinnamon scone. That sounds pretty nice. And then a spoon. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Alright, so let's get this out on your tray. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna first start off with that main course and flameless ration heater. Wow, look at that. It's just like a big mass. Not bad. I'll put the salsa verde in there too. See if this scone fits in there. Might as well. You could put that worthless hot beverage bag in there with some water to heat it up for that apple cider or coffee or both. But rumor has it there was a guy who used the hot beverage bag once. It's just a rumor though. Alright, so that on this side. Oh yeah, that thing's working like a charm. You hear that? Sizzling already. While that's doing its thing, look at that. That thing's working perfectly. For a 10-year-old MRE, a flameless ration heater, still operational. It's actually not very common. So then the accessory packet C. Accessory packet A had coffee, B had tea, and C had spiced cider. I believe all MREs now reverted back to just coffee instant, and coffee instant type 3, which is tragic. So spiced cider, and it feels perfectly fine. It hasn't caked. That's awesome. Some salt, matches for no real reason, some gum, which if you chew like 6 of those, it has a laxative effect. Toilet paper, never enough, and a moist towelette. That has a very comforting, slightly tart and sweet apple cinnamon smell to it. Okay, and then that French vanilla cappuccino. It has a kind of sickly, artificial vanilla cream smell with a sparse undertone of actual coffee. And then the dehydrated granola with milk and blueberries. Always get that little oxygen absorber fresh pack out of there. Calls for between 2 to 4 ounces of water. Get that nice and mixed up. Okay, and then the pack of crackers. Nice little hiss. Alright, so let's check out this blueberries with granola and milk. That tastes like a somewhat creamy whole milk with some granola that rehydrated very well. These blueberries, they're freeze-dried. The blueberries taste fresh because they're freeze-dried and rehydrated. They just seem a little bit soft, if anything. There's a definite flavor of coconut, and it's somewhat prevalent. Again, it's moderately sweet. This was a great addition to this menu. It's the first year that the granola with blueberries was added, and something that's stuck around since then. A great morale boost, and to go along with the Vomelet, a lot of guys are probably just eating everything but this part, and this was probably the thing that was routinely looted from this menu, was the milk and blueberries and granola. I also know it's probably going to be the most normal part of this entire meal. Alright, so then let's check out this apple cider. Follow it up with this. This is some pretty good apple cider. It has a light caramel, citric acid, you know, somewhat tart and tangy kind of flavor. Sweet with a relatively strong overtone of apple and cinnamon. I think it would go great along with these crackers and apple butter. That is the perfect combination. There's a slight shortening to the cracker. The balance of the spices with that sweetness. This is actually good quality apple butter. And in an MRE, it's something you don't find enough in any breakfast menu. As a matter of fact, there just simply are not enough breakfast menus. And something like that, definitely a nice change up from standard grape jelly or apple jelly, strawberry jam. Not to say those aren't great, but this is better. It tastes more real, and it has more layers of actual flavor than, say, a standard jelly or jam. And it's not too sweet. And the two together, perfect combination. Gives you something to do while your main course is heating up. Get to munch down on some fairly traditional and enjoyable breakfast items. I can tell this ration's been well stored. It doesn't seem 10 years old whatsoever. So far, so good. So the moist towelette, these here are always lacking. They're not strong at all, and maybe only good enough to just maybe clean your hands, but not much more. Very, very wimpy moist towelettes. They do the job though, in a pinch. So then the French vanilla cappuccino. By golly, that's some of the weakest and most horrendous coffee I've ever had. I mean, they say add it to 6 ounces. I think I might have added to like 7 or 8, potentially. Doesn't matter if you added it to 6, it wouldn't be that different. It's way too sweet and too much creamer. Not nearly enough actual coffee. It has a very artificial, nauseating, and demoralizing French vanilla flavor. Alright, so let's see if this thing's heated up. It's not too bad. It's heated through. That's a nice warm scone. And then for the Vomelet itself. Long awaited. Whoa. That retort pouch just gave birth. So there it is. Look at that thing. What is that? It smells awful too. Oh, and it's perfectly fresh. That's the whole bizarre point of this. I just can't imagine actually eating it cold. You know, this actually kind of reminds me of like one of those PLA rations, the way they look coming straight out of the pouch. It looks like biologically engineered food meal. Actually, it doesn't look like food at all. Looks like something that would insulate a wall. That's about as normal as that thing's gonna look. Alright, I gotta give this a little bite. Look at that. Whoa, that's awful. That is genuinely awful. Just like they say. There's absolutely nothing redeeming about the texture or flavor or smell of this mass of eggs. It actually needs salt. I put some in my FRH and made it work pretty well. If you need a little extra power to your flameless ration heater, that means, you know, for when you stick more than one component in there, put about 25 to 50% of your salt in with it. It'll make it heat up better. Also, if your flameless ration heater doesn't work at all, add your salt packet. It actually can help activate the flameless ration heater. So let's add that salsa. Oh. So let's try it out now. You know what? That's awesome. Add a little bit of salt and salsa, and this becomes edible. Oh yeah, that's much better. It even helps with the texture for some reason. It actually starts to taste like a real omelet, which is pretty amazing. You know, I mean, really think about it, a vomelet. I just called it vomelet. An omelet coming out of a retort pouch. I know Natick Food Labs meant well with this. They really did. I mean, it's nourishing, but it still tastes strange. Yeah. It was good for like 2 bites. Now it's just getting weird again. The Valen, when I said I was going to eat all this, I'm a man of my word. Well, let's hope I am. Okay, before it gets cold, oh yeah, it's still nice and hot. This cinnamon scone. That has a cinnamon and shortening kind of dough smell to it, but then some kind of preservative and something else that kind of like a cardboard smell, actually. It's pasty. It's like a plaster when it goes down. some of the worst coffee I've ever had to pair with the worst scone I've ever had. I mean, I know it's shelf stable, but this was replaced with the maple muffin top in 2010. 2009 was your first year for the maple sausage patty. The rest of this menu lineup was the exact same, except they took the salsa and the omelet out and they replaced it with a maple sausage patty with like less than half the protein content, and they threw in a table syrup, thus making it the most ridiculous sugar bomb MRE ever made. But this right here is notorious for still being the worst because of the veggie omelet. But this, that's worse than the omelet. I'm serious. This is bad. This is really bad. It seems dangerous, like, oh. We'll go back to this. Oh, geez. That's more enjoyable than the scone. At least this is like actually edible once you add the salt and salsa to it. You know the flavor of the red pepper? It's a nice addition. It's still so artificial. I don't know what to make of it. There was always that one guy that never went hungry because he actually liked this menu. For a lot of people, you would actually have to be starving for this to be palatable. I love rations, but this, one last bite, the salsa totally saved it. Yeah, that smells so off. It just smells worse now that it's not hot anymore, the cinnamon scone. Okay. The cinnamon scone was wishful thinking, along with the omelet. Great in theory, poor in execution. My apologies for having such difficulty with this meal. It's just so difficult. Well, this, once it's cooled down, actually has more flavor. So next time I would probably add cold water to it instead of hot. Anything to cover up the flavor of this scone. Ugh. That's the best I can do. Oh yeah. Let's cleanse the old palate and maybe get things moving a little bit here with this MRE chewing gum. Oh, I always forget how much MRE gum has degraded over the years. It used to be palatable. The chiclets had real sugar. I will say, it got the flavor of everything else out. That was a 2008 data production, meal ready to eat individual, menu number 4, Vomelet. Huge thanks to DeValen for sending me this ration. He also hooked me up with a Czech KDP iron ration and a can of Yoder's bacon. You know, this whole experience reminds me of this one time I went, well, actually, never mind. I'm going to save that one for myself. Well, anyway, this is Steve1989. I hope you liked the video. And I'll be coming back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.